is another beautiful day in Cape Town. The sun is out, the weather is great, and naturally, I'm doing a wine tasting. Okay, so there's something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, and it's one of the things that people keep asking me over and over and over again. So just as context of this conversation, I work a full-time job as a legal and education officer for a non-profit organization. And so really the nature of NGOs really demands like a very high degree of effort and a high degree of demand on your time. And then on top of that, I'm also a content creator, creating videos for YouTube. And then also I am studying a whole law degree at the same time. And so one of the things that people keep asking me is, how do I find the time to do all of those things, balance that with my relationship, balance that with my social life, and balance that with my friends and family. And so I guess for me, like I always try to like approach questions by understanding that people are often asking that from their position, you know? So people are placing themselves in what they could perceive to be my situation and going, oh my God, there's no way that I could do that in my context. And too often I meet people who are like, oh, I want to really do this thing, but I don't have the time. I'm working in this job that I hate. I don't know how to get out of it, but I actually really want to do this thing. And generally like a broad like dissatisfaction about like the position that they're in, that they are wanting to do something that they're not currently doing, but they don't have the time for it. And to be very honest with you, this is going to be an answer to that question that most people are going to hate. And sometimes people are not ready to hear this, because it does require a degree of introspection and an evaluation about where you are in your life at that particular point. The thing that I always say is, I just do it. And the reason that you're looking at my life and going, like, wow, you're so busy, I don't know how you can handle that, is really speak to a question of how you are managing your time specifically. And honestly, if I'm being very blunt about it, you suck at managing your time. For so many of us, we spend our time doing certain things that we think is going to bring us joy. And so for a lot of people, when they're trying to do certain things, when they're wanting to engage with certain projects, when they're wanting to do something that actually makes them happy, they don't. Because suddenly their lives are filled with all these other things that they think are going to make them happy. Like, you know, it's true. Like, I see so many people living for the weekend. I see so many people doing the jobs in the week that they hate, that they don't like, in order just to get to Friday so that they can have a drink with their buddies and have a nice time. And that's completely legit. Like, if that's something that you like specifically, that's wonderful. But if you're dissatisfied with how your life is going and the trajectory of where you're wanting to be not being on par with where you see yourself in 10 years, in 20 years, start with your Mondays to Fridays. If you are not doing things in your Mondays to Fridays that is bringing you joy, that is working towards bringing you joy, that is working towards a long-term goal of making you happy, then there's something fundamentally wrong in the way that you are spending your time. How often have you been on your social media and you've put out a post, oh, like I just binge watched season 1 of this series and it was amazing, blah, 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 blah. Now let's just break that down for a second. It's an hour per episode, right? And conservatively, 10 episodes in a season. That's 13 hours of your time that you could have spent learning a new skill, bettering your craft, doing something that actually would bring you joy in the long run. If you want to sit back and watch that series because that's the time that you need to process things and deal with your day because your life is in a particular situation, or that's just something that you really just want to do because that's how you like to spend your time, that's legit. Those are the people that I'm not talking to right now. The people that I'm talking to right now are the people who have dissatisfaction in their lives broadly, that they are not happy. Okay? And look, it is very difficult to separate out the fact that we need to earn money in a particular day in order to meet our particular needs in a particular month in order to get by. I get that. So if we're talking about being truly happy, in our lives, in the way that we spend our time specifically, we have to look at that 9 to 5 on a weekday. We have to look even beyond the 9 to 5. We have to look like, how are we spending our free social time? Are you spending that social time at home, chilling, watching the random series? Are you spending that time going out to a club at night, drinking with your friends and everything being like liquor, or you get to post that selfie or that video on the gram and everything is great and your social life is booming and yay? Like, if that makes you happy, that's great. But what I'm talking here about specifically is perspective. And perspective about your time and how you are spending that time. Now, as I'm sitting here at a wine farm, I have deadlines for Monday for work specifically in my legal and education job at an NGO that I work for full time. And quite often, it's more than full time. It's weekend hours. I have deadlines for Monday that I need to fulfill. I have a whole law assignment for my degree that I have to submit within the next 7 hours. I'm also currently filming this video for you on YouTube, but I will get all of that done because I want to get it done, and I can make room in my life to get that done because I've set my priorities that this is the thing that brings me joy, this is the thing that I know that's going to benefit me in the long run, as opposed to giving those things up for short-term happinesses, for short-term likes on the gram, for short-term a pat on the back for, oh my god, your content is so amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I do appreciate those things. But we have to start reevaluating where we place our value. Who is it that we are so afraid of that is going to judge us for doing certain things, and who's going to judge us for failing? Because this is often a thing that I come across. People are so scared to start things because they are afraid of what other people are going to say about them. And specifically what other people are going to say about them when they're just starting out, when they are nobody, when nobody knows their name. And what people are going to say about them when or if they fail. And that is the biggest blocker. So when people talk about things like being motivated for a craft and being like, oh, I don't feel like doing it today, motivation is You've got to start developing habits that is going to place your long-term joy and fulfillment ahead of all that other that's happening. I'm the kind of person who literally schedules everything into my calendar, right? From my studies to my work engagements, to when I have to film these YouTube videos, to the editing, to the distribution. I take out time in my day, I map out my day. If you had a look at my calendar, half of you would be like, nope, I'm done. Because you look at it and you go like, but Zoe, but when do you go out? When do you have fun? I'm like, babes, I'm having fun right now. Filming this for you brings me so much joy. And I know I'm going on a bit of a rant here, but this is a question that I consistently get asked. And so I thought I'll just film it, right? And so YouTube for me is really that. I will film whatever is on my mind at that particular time. Yes, audience and audience participation and audience consideration is important. And it is important to me. I really do my homework about these things before I post anything. But when I do feel very strongly about a thing, this, at the end of the day, is my channel. And I get to say whatever I like. And the same can be true for you. Not necessarily about starting a YouTube channel or starting that little business that you want to do. You can do whatever you like if you really want to. What I'm saying is, if you think that you're unhappy, if you know that you're unhappy, if you're dissatisfied with your life, start looking at your 9 to 5, start looking at your Mondays to Fridays, start looking at how you are spending your time, start looking at when you are choosing to binge watch that series on Netflix. Make a choice. Choose the joy. Choose the long-term joy. Right, rant is over. I'm going to go join my people now because wine tasting is delicious. Yeah. I'm back at Serena's aunt's place, so we're kind of chilling here post the wine tasting. I've got a law assignment that I need to finish now tonight that is due in 3 hours. So I'm going to get to working now, and this is what I mean about making commitments and making those long-term decisions that are going to benefit you and bring you the joy in the long run. And even though I may be out and I might have a glass of gin with me, I'm still doing the work. I'm putting in that effort, making the time to do the things that matter to me. And even though I can't be a part of the festivities for this next little while, I know that I'm gonna be happier in the long run. So I make these little decisions in these little moments to choose the joy, to choose the long-term happiness. Honestly, the thing that you have true agency over is your time and how you choose to spend that and where you choose to put your effort in. And right now, my effort is in this low degree assignment. So I think I'm gonna end the vlog here because I've got lots of work to do. If there's maybe more footage after this, do enjoy. As always, if you've been enjoying this content, please remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell for notifications. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.